Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Today, we're diving into the heart of California, a state known for its wealth, population, and pioneering spirit, especially when it comes to environmental initiatives. Electric vehicles are no exception, with the Golden State leading the charge in adoption rates. However, even in this EV paradise, there are signs of trouble on the horizon. Let's delve into the top 5 indicators that suggest California's EV adoption is hitting some speed bumps. Indicator number 5, a downshift in EV sales. California's EV market has been accelerating at a pace that leaves the rest of the US in its rearview mirror. So much so that by the end of last year, EVs had claimed a whopping 21% of California's new car market. But like a twisty mountain road, the journey hasn't been straightforward. Last year marked a significant detour, with sales beginning to decelerate for the first time in years. The first sign of this trend reversal appeared in the third quarter of 2023, when total EV sales dipped slightly to just over 101,000, compared to nearly 103,000 in the second quarter. This minor 2% drop didn't set off any alarm bells initially. However, by the fourth quarter, less than 90,000 new EVs were sold, marking a more substantial 10% drop. This sparked questions about the feasibility of California's ambitious plan to phase out new internal combustion cars by 2035. While 2 quarters of declining sales don't warrant panic, they do suggest that California's rapid EV adoption may be running out of gas. If this trend continues into 2024, it could signal the need for a strategic pit stop. Indicator number 4, Tesla's momentum stalls. Tesla has long been the pace car in the EV race, leaving legacy automakers in its dust. Globally, the Texas-based EV maker remains a dominant force, with record-breaking sales of more than 1.8 million units in 2023. In California, Tesla's growth was equally impressive, with a 25% increase over 2022. However, beneath the shiny exterior, there are signs of wear and tear. The first half of 2023 saw Tesla in the fast lane, but by the end of the year, the company's growth had slowed, culminating in a 10.5% drop in the last quarter compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, other automakers are gaining ground, with Tesla losing around 10% of its market share in 2023, while legacy car makers like Mercedes-Benz and BMW made gains. Several factors are contributing to Tesla's slowdown. Competition is heating up, and Tesla's lineup has remained largely unchanged, with the exception of the new Model 3. Despite these challenges, Tesla models continue to lead the pack in California, with the Model Y and Model 3 taking the top 2 spots, followed by the recently discontinued Chevy Bolt and the plug-in hybrid Jeep Wrangler. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Indicator number 3, shifts in federal tax credits. California's wealth and abundance of early adopters have fueled its rapid EV transition. Government incentives have also played a crucial role, with up to $7,500 off for new EVs and up to $4,000 for used ones. Recent changes to tax rules mean buyers can benefit immediately, rather than waiting for tax season. Additionally, California has introduced a statewide program offering up to $12,000 to low-income households to scrap and replace older cars with cleaner alternatives. However, not all changes have been positive. To protect its economy and reduce dependence on China for batteries and other critical minerals, new legislation has raised the bar for qualifying for federal tax credits. As a result, over 20 popular EV models, including the Tesla Model 3 and Nissan Leaf, will lose their eligibility, potentially putting the brakes on California's EV growth. Currently, only 14 vehicles qualify for the $7,500 tax credit, but experts predict this number will increase as manufacturers adjust their supply chains to meet the new rules. The question is, how long will this take? Indicator number 2, charging station challenges. California's rapid growth in the EV market is largely due to significant investments in charging networks. With the most comprehensive charging network in the U.S., California serves as a prime example of the current state of EV infrastructure. However, the user experience is far from perfect. Take Electrify America's charging network as an example. Despite investing over $2 billion and installing over 4,000 chargers, predominantly in California, only 72.5% of fast chargers were operational last year. With 1 in 5 charging attempts failing and issues like broken screens, faulty payment systems, and slow charging rates, it's clear that customer satisfaction is far from ideal. These challenges could deter potential EV buyers. While EVs have certain advantages over internal combustion cars, the lack of seamless charging makes them less convenient. The reality of owning an EV, especially for apartment dwellers who can't charge at home, is more complex than it seems. The inconvenience of charging is even greater than initially thought. It's not just about the time it takes, it's also about the unreliability of public chargers. It turns out the real issue for EV drivers isn't range anxiety, it's charging anxiety. Indicator number 1, the high cost of EVs for average drivers. The decline in California's EV market can be largely attributed to cost. With the era of wealthy early adopters behind us, EV manufacturers are now targeting the average consumer. However, for many, EVs remain an unaffordable option. Despite significant discounts and generous government incentives, the average cost of EVs remains high. Beyond their impressive acceleration, they offer little else to justify their cost. Issues such as range and charging anxiety add to the inconvenience of owning an EV. The cost of ownership is another stumbling block, with insurance premiums and repair costs being significantly higher for EVs. Recent reports indicate that EVs are 80% less reliable than their gas-powered counterparts, with issues ranging from charging and battery performance to infotainment systems and build quality. The potential cost of battery replacement, which can account for a significant portion of the vehicle's value, and the fact that electric cars depreciate at a much higher rate than internal combustion cars further add to the cost. On average, electric cars lose half of their value over 5 years, significantly more than gas-powered and hybrid vehicles. Even if the EV market rebounds, the growth is unlikely to be substantial, suggesting that the transition to EVs will take longer than expected. The goal of making all new cars electric by 2035 seems increasingly ambitious. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the current state of the EV market in California. Don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit to stay updated on the latest vehicle trends and upcoming videos. See you next time.